rubs off on you. Your belief in yourself determines how far you'll go. If you believe you can only go so far, that's exactly how far you'll go. But if you believe there are no limits, if you believe you are capable of more, you'll keep pushing, you'll keep striving, you'll keep growing. The mind is a powerful thing. It can either be your greatest asset or your biggest obstacle. The choice is yours. Fear is one of the biggest things that holds people back from achieving their true potential. It stops them before they even start. It makes them second-guess themselves, keeps them stuck in the same place, and convinces them that stepping out of their comfort zone is too risky. But the truth is, fear is not real in the way people think it is. It's a mental barrier, a thought, an illusion that grows stronger the more you listen to it. It's not something that should stop you, it's something that should push you forward. Because the things you fear the most are usually the things that will help you grow the most. Fear is always going to be there. You can't outrun it, you can't avoid it, and you definitely can't wait for it to disappear. The only way to get past fear is to move through it. You have to stop waiting to feel brave before you take action. Because courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite the fear. Every successful person has felt fear. Every person who has accomplished something great has had moments of doubt. But the difference between them and the people who stay stuck is that they didn't let fear stop them. They felt it, but they took action anyway. Most of the time, fear is just a story you tell yourself. You imagine the worst case scenario. You convince yourself that if you try, you'll fail. That if you step out, people will judge you. That if you take a risk, you'll lose everything. But the reality is, most of the things you fear never actually happen. Fear magnifies things, makes them seem bigger than they are. And if you don't challenge those fearful thoughts, they will control you. They will paralyze you. They will keep you from stepping into the life you were meant to live. People let fear dictate their choices, and that's why they never reach their full potential. They let the fear of failure stop them from even trying. They let the fear of rejection stop them from putting themselves out there. They let the fear of the unknown keep them trapped in situations they know aren't right for them. But playing it safe is not the way to success. Staying comfortable will never get you to the next level. You have to be willing to take risks. You have to be willing to face fear head on and move forward in spite of it. The truth is, failure is not the end of the world. Rejection is not the end of the world. Messing up, making mistakes, stumbling along the way, none of that is as bad as your mind makes it seem. Because every time you fail, you learn. Every time you get knocked down, you gain experience. Every mistake teaches you something valuable. And the people who succeed aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who fail and keep going. They use failure as a stepping stone, not a roadblock. Think about all the times fear has stopped you from doing something you wanted to do. Maybe there was an opportunity you wanted to take, but you talked yourself out of it. Maybe you had a dream, but you let fear convince you it wasn't possible. Maybe you had a chance to step up, but fear of judgment held you back. Now think about where you would be if you had pushed past that fear. Think about what your life could look like if you stopped letting fear make decisions for you. Every time you push past fear, you become stronger. Every time you face something that scares you and do it anyway, you build confidence. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you develop by taking action. The more you face your fears, the less power they have over you. The first time you step outside your comfort zone, it feels uncomfortable, but the second time, it's a little easier. The third time you start to feel capable, and before you know it, the thing that once terrified you is now something you handle with ease. Fear wants to keep you small. It wants to keep you stuck. It whispers lies in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you'll never make it. But you don't have to listen to that voice. You can acknowledge the fear without letting it control you. You can feel afraid and still take action. You can doubt yourself and still move forward. The key is to stop letting fear be the reason you don't chase your dreams. The people who achieve greatness in life are the ones who refuse to let fear win. They are the ones who feel the fear but take action anyway. They don't wait for fear to go away before they start because they know that waiting is just another form of procrastination. Fear never disappears completely, but the more you face it, the weaker it becomes. And the more you take action, the more you realize that fear was never as powerful as you thought it was. Failure is a part of success. Too many people fear failure so much that they never even try. They let the possibility of making mistakes, of falling short, of looking foolish keep them from going after what they truly want. But failure isn't something to be afraid of, it's something to embrace. Every successful person you admire has failed. Every champion, every business leader, every person who has accomplished something great has faced setbacks. The difference between them and the people who never reach their goals is that they didn't let failure stop them. They used it as fuel. Most people misunderstand failure. They think it's a sign that they should quit. They think it means they're not good enough, not talented enough, not capable enough. But failure isn't a stop sign, it's a stepping stone. It's how you learn, it's how you grow, it's how you figure out what works and what doesn't. If you never fail, it means you're not pushing yourself hard enough. It means you're staying in your comfort zone, playing it safe, avoiding risks. But success isn't found in comfort. It's found in the moments when you stumble, when you struggle, when you fall. Let's think about a child learning to walk. They don't get it right the first time. They fall over and over again, but they don't stop. They don't sit down and decide that walking isn't for them. They keep trying until they get it. That's how you have to approach failure. You have to see it as part of the process, as something necessary, as something that's making you better. You can't let one failure define you. You can't let one mistake convince you that you're not capable. You have to be willing to get back up, to keep pushing, to keep learning. The people who achieve great things are the ones who refuse to give up. They fail just like everyone else, but they don't see it as the end. They see it as a lesson. They analyze what went wrong, adjust their approach, and try again. That's why they succeed, because they don't let failure break them. They use it to build themselves up, to strengthen their skills, to develop resilience, and over time, they get better. They improve, they grow into the person who is capable of achieving their dreams. Failure teaches you things success never could. It forces you to look at yourself, to evaluate your weaknesses, to develop grit. It humbles you. It shows you that you're not perfect, but that you have the ability to improve. It makes you work harder. It makes you appreciate success when it finally comes. If everything was easy, if you never failed, you wouldn't value your wins. You wouldn't appreciate the journey. You wouldn't develop the strength needed to maintain success once you reach it. One of the biggest reasons people fear failure is because they worry about what others will think. They don't want to be judged. They don't want to look like they don't have it all together. But the truth is, most people are too focused on their own lives to worry about yours. And the ones who do judge, they're usually the ones who aren't doing anything themselves. The people who have achieved something, the people who know what it takes to succeed, they don't mock failure, they respect it because they've been there. They know what it's like. They understand that failure is a sign that you're trying, that you're putting yourself out there, that you're taking risks. The only real failure is giving up. As long as you keep going, as long as you keep trying, as long as you keep learning, you're not failing, you're growing. Every setback is an opportunity to come back stronger. Every disappointment is a lesson in disguise. Every rejection is redirection. Sometimes things don't work out the way you want them to because there's something better waiting for you. But you'll never know that if you quit. You'll never find out what you're capable of if you let failure make you stop. Failure isn't permanent unless you decide it is. You have to be willing to push through it. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You have to be willing to fail over and over again if that's what it takes to reach your goals. Because the moment you stop fearing failure, the moment you stop seeing it as something negative, everything changes. You start taking more risks. You start believing in yourself more. You start seeing failure as proof that you're making progress. And when that happens, success is no longer a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's not talent, it's not luck, and it's not motivation that separates successful people from everyone else. It's discipline. The ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it, is what determines whether you achieve your goals or not. Most people wait for motivation to strike before they take action, but motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel inspired, some days you won't. But discipline is what keeps you moving forward, regardless of how you feel. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of discipline. It's about consistency, showing up day after day, putting in the work even when it's hard. Discipline is waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's going to the gym when you don't feel like it. It's working on your goals when distractions are calling your name. It's saying no to things that don't serve your purpose. It's making sacrifices, putting in extra effort, and pushing through discomfort because you know what you're working toward is worth it. People fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack discipline. They start something, but the moment it gets hard, they quit. They make a plan, but when life throws obstacles in their way, they abandon it. They get excited about a goal, but as soon as the excitement fades, they stop putting in the effort. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. The successful ones push through when things get tough. They keep going when the excitement wears off. They follow through even when it's inconvenient. Discipline is about making choices that align with your goals, even when those choices aren't easy. It's about controlling your impulses, delaying gratification, and focusing on the long term instead of seeking short-term comfort. Most people struggle with discipline because they want instant results. They want success without sacrifice. They want to be great, but they don't want to put in the years of effort that greatness requires. But success doesn't work that way. It's not about doing something once and expecting a reward. It's about doing it repeatedly until the results come. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved great things. They didn't get there overnight. They didn't wake up one day and suddenly become successful. They put in years of work, day after day, long before they saw any results. They stayed disciplined even when nobody was watching, even when nobody was applauding, even when it felt like their efforts weren't paying off. And that's why they made it. Because discipline is what keeps you in the game long enough for success to happen. The truth is, discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every time you make yourself do something you don't feel like doing, you're strengthening your discipline. Every time you choose to stick to your plan instead of giving in to distractions, you're building mental toughness. Every time you push yourself past your comfort zone, you're conditioning yourself for success. Most people think discipline is about restriction, about making life harder. But real discipline gives you freedom. When you're disciplined with your finances, you have the freedom to build wealth. When you're disciplined with your health, you have the freedom to enjoy a strong body and a long life. When you're disciplined with your time, you have the freedom to create the life you want. Discipline is what allows you to take control of your future instead of letting circumstances control you. The key to building discipline is starting small. You don't have to change everything at once. Just start with one habit, one routine, one commitment. Show yourself that you can stick to something, even if it's just waking up 30 minutes earlier or exercising for 10 minutes a day. Build momentum. Prove to yourself that you can be consistent. Once you start seeing progress, it gets easier to stay disciplined because now you have proof that your efforts are paying off.